Okay, everybody. Well, this will be the first video that we do while we're out missing some school. Um, After the video, there'll be some practice sheets for you to do, and then a Google form for you to do as an exit ticket. And we'll keep up with that every day. On Fridays, we'll have a quiz. Won't be too hard, and that way you guys won't be missing much. And when you come back, we should be all set. So this first one, we're going to be talking about stuff called integers on a number line. Okay, now this word right here, integers, that means number. It is a number that does not have a fraction or a decimal, so that's an important vocabulary word for you to realize, an integer. So numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, all of these, those are integers. Also, 0, and then -1, -2, -3, those are integers. Notice that the negative numbers are on the left of 0, and they count backwards than the positives. So to the left of 0 is -1, and then -2, and then -3. Kind of like if we were to fold these, this 3 would, -3, whoops, would land on the positive 3. And so that's the difference between positive and negative numbers. And here we go again, talking about the integers. And these are all examples of integers. 6, 27, -5, 0, 452, -129. Okay, can you think of any more? And what about numbers that are not integers? Just like I said earlier, 1/3 is not an integer. 2.7 is not an integer. 3 1/2. These are all not integers. Okay, so there's the difference. Opposites are numbers that are the same distance from 0. And you might have already figured this out. So 4 and -4 are opposites. They're both exactly 4 units from 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4 going that way, or 1, 2, 3, 4 going this way. Some other opposites. What do you think? Well, we can do 6 and -6, or 14 and -14, and so on. Those are what we would call opposites. Absolute value. This is a number's distance from 0, and distance is always positive. So if we were to look at the 2 points we have on the number line right now, we would see that A is exactly 9 units away from 0. From 0 to 9 is 9 units. B, how far away from B is 0? Well, it would be 1, 2, 3. We say that it is 3 units away. We do not say it is -3 units away. We just know it's 3 units away. It could be either direction. So these are what we call absolute value bars. This first one, whoops, the way we read it is the absolute value of -9, and that answer is 9. And the second one, the absolute value of -3 is 3. We don't say -3, it's 3. I always think of it as a shower. Those little black lines kind of look like a shower stall, right? Right here. If you go into the shower dirty and those negatives are dirty, you always come out clean. If you go in clean, like the 9 did, you come out clean, just clean again. Okay, so that's the difference between opposites and absolute value. So take a minute here, write it on a piece of paper, pause this video, and come back with your answers of what you think the absolute values of some of these are. Now, I threw some trick ones in here down the bottom. See if you can figure them out. I'm going to come back and tell you the answer anyway. Okay, so I will give you these. The first one, the absolute value of 5 is 5. The absolute value of -7 is 7. The absolute value of 2 is 2. The absolute value of -1 is 1. the absolute value of 0 is 0. The absolute value of -4 is 4. Okay, so for these two, they're read a little bit differently. When there's a negative on the outside, we say that that is the opposite of the absolute value of -8. Okay, I'll say it again. The opposite of the absolute value of -8. So if the absolute value of -8 is 8, then when it comes back out, that negative turns it back to a -8. Okay, and again, using my shower example, you go in with a dirty negative on, you wash, you get nice and clean, you come out, step back in the mud, and now you're back to being a dirty number, -8. So the second one, the opposite of the absolute value of 7, well, the absolute value of 7 is still 7. So the opposite of that makes it -7. Okay, so that concludes the video for today. In your Google Classroom, you'll have a couple of practice sheets. Try those out. There's also going to be an exit ticket, like a Google form. All right? Stay safe. See you soon.